Hello lovelies! If you are new here, my name is Ashley with Ashley's Reads on Twitter or of Fiction and Fantasy on Instagram. And today I am here to bring you my February TBR, but in a very different setting. I am going to be brushing my hair in this recording because I'm so low on time. It's been a very long time since I've done one of these recordings, and I've basically just taken a hiatus from working on my personal vlogs and videos besides doing the Sims announcement. So I did the Sims Readathon announcement and then my brain was like, oh good, you've already done your TBR video for the month, which of course was very wrong, and so therefore I have not done a TBR video. Also, I'm wearing one earring. I don't know where the other one is. You're just gonna have to deal with that. You know, like normally that's like my big one video, and I just thought that I had already done this and I haven't, and it's what, February 11th? Something like that. And I've also been super busy because I have been pursuing some really big goals this year. So, whew, I need to drink water after this. I'm sweating in this room. Okay, so this is my office. This is where I work. One of my big goals this year is that I am co-founding a company with the amazing Lara and the amazing Alkisti. So our company is launching on February 13th, which is in only 2 days. So if you are at all familiar with launching anything, any kind of event or company or organization, you probably know that it's been a very busy few weeks, and we already have a few clients that we've been helping. So I've been working on client work and working on getting the pre-launch stuff ready, as well as just trying to not sink in my post-Christmas winter blues. So I have been rejuvenating and just all of that and getting my work done, and I was like, wow, I never filmed my February TBR. So that's where we're at. And I also wanted to start off, before I get into the TBR, another update is that I definitely would say that reading is probably higher up for me than writing right now, but I have been writing, and I mentioned that very briefly to you guys in January. But I have made a small milestone in writing my book, and I was so proud of myself that I wanted to reward myself, and I did this really cool thing. Oh, here it is. I did this really cool thing where I collabed with one of my favorite candle makers, and we made a book for one of my main characters. It doesn't feel real, and I'm so excited. I don't know, in my brain, like growing up, I always thought like, I really love to have bookish merchandise, but I have to finish writing a book and get published and be in a huge publisher, or I'll never get that. And I thought, why not? I am an adult. I can make my own splurge purchases, and I know what my character looks like, and I know my character's traits already, so why not get a candle? So I have this. Hold on, let me see if I can get it to focus. This is Marilla, who is one of the main characters of my book, and it is an Anastasia retelling. I don't know why I said Anastasia like that. So I did this collab with Nightshade Company and with Lucy from Nightshade Company, and she makes bookish candles already, but this collab is for my book, which is my work in progress. It has a title in my head, but the acronyms are ALID. That's all that I can release at this time, but it is an Anastasia retelling that is set in a fantasy world, and this character has elemental fire powers, and her flavors are burnt caramel, rum, sparks, and cheap wit. And because she has fire powers, we made the candle dark red with black swirls. How cool is that? I've also never had like a wooden wick, I think that's called, as a candle, so I am very hyped to try that and learn how to properly take care of it. So I just wanted to give a shout out to Nightshade Company. This is not a sponsored video or anything like that. I just really love her candles. I have one lit right now that's Yennefer from Witcher. So highly recommend. As soon as I get to my next milestone, I will probably be making another candle with one of my other main characters, as there are 3 right now. Anyways, you guys came here because this is a booktube channel, and I don't want to drown you guys in telling you about my book that it's not a writer's tube. You're not here for that. So let's tell you about the February TBR. This is going to be a very quick video because again, it is mid-February, so some of these I have already started. I've also done no prep for this video today, so I'm going to try and like tell you a quick like 3 things that I know about each book, whether I've started reading it and what prompt it is. Hold on. And then very soon, in like 2 days, I'll be working on my March TBR, and you'll probably see half of these in a later video because that's how we roll here. I need to take this earring off. That's really bothering me. Okay. So I am taking part in the Sims Readathon, which is hosted by me and Kayla and Esme and Megan, and I will link them all below, and you can check out our announcement as well. We have already started the readathon as of February 1st, but you are more than welcome to join in now whenever this goes up, or even if you're watching this like months later and you're like, wow, I really like these prompts, please feel free to join in. I will retweet your TBR even if you're watching this in December of 2026. So you do you. And then I am also taking part in the OlympicsAthon, which is hosted by Charlotte. And I actually am not watching the Olympic Games at all, so I don't know anything that's going on about the Olympics, but I do like Charlotte, so that's why I'm doing this. So we'll do the OlympicsAthon first. I think there is a couple overlaps. Let's see. So the first one is winter setting. So for this one, it is to read The Bear and the Nightingale. I'm gonna put the covers on one of these sides. So The Bear and the Nightingale by Katherine Arden. And I know almost nothing about this book except that I have been told it is a good read in the winter. So I'm assuming a winter setting. I believe it is set in Russia because my best friend Natasha sent me this message this morning, and it says, I opened some Russalka lore sources, and apparently there is a Russalka in The Bear and the Nightingale book. I don't know what that means, but I'm excited. I really like lore, but clearly I know nothing about Russian lore. So yes, that's all I know about that book. I don't know if there's a bear or a nightingale in the book, but there could be. That one is also part of my challenge to read Becca's favorite books of 2021. 2021, yeah. No, her favorite books of 2020. That's right. Okay, for featuring sports, I have chosen When Night Breaks by Janella Angelis. I also didn't write down any of the authors or publishers, so yay. Okay, so for this one, it is the last book was Where Dreams Descend by Janella Angelis, and the first book in the series, the entire book is centered around a magic competition, and this is more like in real life magic, like they are magicians instead of like elemental power magic. It seemed very little fantasy and more, I don't know if magical realism is the right word. Like it was like they could do card tricks and then like occasionally had a little like pyrokinesis in there, like a little bit. I don't remember much of it, but to me that's a sport, so it counts. And I received an ARC of this, so thank you so much to the publisher and to NetGalley. I will be reading that on my iPad. The third prompt is related to the USA, and I will be reading Love People Use Things by the Minimalist, because this was written by 2 people who I think live in the USA, and that's all that we really need to know about them. Also, minimalism was really trendy in the USA. We're just gonna go with that. Okay, the fourth prompt is related to China, as I believe that is the host country in the Olympics this year, and so I will be reading A Magic Steeped in Poison by Judy Lin, I believe. And I saw a blurb about this book that it was rooted in Chinese mythology and tea making. I think that's not the correct term, but I just started that book. Yeah, that's the only one of these I've started so far, and I am only on like chapter 2 or 3, but I know that it is essentially about a girl who somehow managed to possibly have poisoned, or at least thinks that she poisoned, her mother and her sister, and they were some sort of position of tea brewers, and so there is a tea brewing competition, and I'm not getting any of my terminology right at all, I'm very sorry. There is a tea brewing competition of some kind at what I assume to be the royal court, and I'm not sure if they're like the winning, if you win the competition, maybe you're the tea brewer for the royal kingdom. I'm not sure about that, but I know that she's going in their stead because she received a scroll and she's basically the only one left alive at their house. So that's all that I know, but I hear that I did read at the end of the last chapter a vague reference to some sort of rebel prince, and I am intrigued. So yes. The final prompt is disability rep. And so for this one, I picked a book that I need to read a sequel of, and that is A Vow So Bold and Deadly. This is by Brigid Kemmerer. This is the final book in the A Curse So Dark and Lonely series, and I've really just been putting this off because I really like the characters in this series. Oh, and the rep is that the main character from book 1 and 2, Harper? Her name is Harper, and she has cerebral palsy. So that is the rep in this book. I believe she's still the main character in this book, so hopefully I am not incorrect. But I really like the characters in this book, and I just really didn't like the ships that ended up by the end of book 2. So I've just been putting off finishing it, because if I don't read it, then I can pretend that my ships will happen in this book, and I'm 97% sure that they won't, because I never liked the right ships. I like the obscure ships, like I like Poppy and Hawk. No, that's wrong. I like Poppy and Kieran from Blood and Ash, and like in Smallville, I liked Clark and Chloe. I will almost never like the right ship, ever. Okay, so that is it for the OlympicsAthon. And on to Sims. I think there are 9 prompts. Okay, so for favorite genre, this is, oh, I didn't write the expansion. All of these books are based on the original Sims game and the expansion packs that came out with that one. And so I did not write the packs down. I wrote down like what the prompt means, so I may not remember the prompt title. So for the first one, it was based on the base game, and it's to read your favorite genre. And so for me, that is fantasy. So I will be reading another sequel, which is The Great Hunt by Robert Jordan. This is book 2 in the Wheel of Time series, and I am starting this tonight, hopefully. I am doing this as a buddy read with an entire server who read it last month, and they're already on book 3, and then I'm also doing it with my friend Alkisti. So I am super happy about that. We're gonna have a great time. It's gonna take us until like April to finish it. I will be reading book 2 of Crescent City, book 2 of House of Earth and Blood. I have to finish. I was doing a reading vlog for this, and I was going to do it for all of Becca's books and my 12 and 12 series, which I haven't even given you guys the TBR for yet. But I have found like that me as a person, I do a lot of cute like aesthetic things that I could film, but if I film them, like the B-roll content, that really takes the fun out of my life. So I really struggled with this. Like I did a decent job until I was at like 40%, and then I just read the last 60% and never recorded. So I don't think that I can do reading vlogs in the same way that you guys do reading vlogs on like other booktube channels. And so I think I will have to do like where I tell you what I know about the book and maybe like 50% of the way, and I update you guys and maybe do like a B-roll scene and then tell you my thoughts at the end. But I don't think I can like record myself reading the book or like all the stuff that I do while I read the book. I can't manage that. Figured that out with my 12 and 12 challenge as well. So yeah, but I will be reading book 2, House of Sky and Breath, I think, by Sarah J. Maas. And that comes out in like 4 days, so I'm just waiting for it to get to me, and then I will be buddy reading that with my book club, Atlantis Book Club, and I'm super excited. They're one of the best book clubs out there. Whew, this is a really chunky month, but a lot of these are sequels. I read 5 books at once, so I have time. I have slotted my Crescent City book 2 for my 5th spot because it's empty now. So yes, that is the 5th book I will be starting in February. I need to read a romance book. No, multiple POVs. Love people use things. two authors. It's a book about minimalism. I really need to read this month so that I can get rid of it. So please, before I move, I'm not packing it. Okay. I will be reading a romance, and for this one it is Triad by Brittany Weisrock, and I received a free copy from the author, so thank you to Brittany and Lake Country Press. And disclaimer, I am an influencer there. Also really hoping to get to that one. 3 things that I know about it. Shapeshifter romance with a twist on shapeshifter romances, and I believe badass female cinnamon roll love interest. I think, but I'm excited. Okay, the next one is a journey. So I will be reading My Secret Santa's Gift to Me this year, or last year, that's so weird. Kingdom of the Cursed. I feel like I should let you guys know that I can't keep track of what month or year it is. I did tell someone that this readathon was in March because I forgot it was February, and I frequently forget that it's 2022. So if I ever say a month in this video, just assume that I said the wrong one. But I will be reading this. It is book 2, who is it by? Kerri Maniscalco. It is book 2 of Kingdom of the Wicked series. And this one, I gave the first book like 3.5 stars. It's basically 3 things about it. Lots of demon princes of hell and a sorceress, and it's set in Italy, and it's enemies to lovers, I think. So this is book 2. I will be buddy reading this with my fave Lara, and this is also a 12 and 12 pick for my other fave Megan. So this is just like a huge book of faves. I'm very happy about this. I don't know what book 2 is about, so I'm hoping that we get more of Wrath, and that's really my only request, because Amelia, girl, you are so irrational. You are so irrational and impulsive. I cannot relate to that. So more Wrath, please. More Amelia making good choices, or at least considering her choices before she makes them. And now I sound like Ariel's dad from The Little Mermaid, but it's fine. I'm very, very, very hyped to get to that book, and that will be the 6th book I get to of the month because it just won last night's poll. A book featuring an animal. I will be reading The Bear and the Nightingale. Again, I may have a library copy of that, depending on if I go out to get the copy. Famous main character. I put Love People Use Things because I think they had a Netflix show. I have no plan on watching it. Fantasy. I will be reading Rhapsodic by Thalassa. This is also for Becca's challenge. This is a buddy read with Lara, who has already read it and didn't love it. And so I'm like, oh, do I want to read it? Because we have very similar taste. But I'm going to try because I need to. And also I have that like 4 months of Kindle Unlimited, so I like have to read it this month and then cancel my Kindle Unlimited. 3 things about Rhapsodic. There are sirens, there's someone called the Bargainer, and I think it's enemies to lovers. That's it. Finally, I will be reading So Many Beginnings by Bethany C. Morrow, and I received this as a review copy from Bookish First, and thank you to Faywell and Friends for this one. This is a Little Women remix, so I don't know if it's set in a different time frame. It's set in 1863 during the American Civil War, and so I'm very excited to read this. I actually didn't enjoy Little Women when I had to read it in school. I apparently gave it 3 stars. I have seen the old Little Women movie, but not the one with like Florence Pugh and everyone. So I would like to read this. I would like to watch the new movie. New to me. I'm very behind on movies and TV all the time. I watch like 1 episode a day. So yeah, I think I would also like to reread Little Women and just to see if I like it more now, because like a lot of my views have changed as I have like grown up and become my own person and like gone away to school and moved out and everything. So I don't know why I didn't like the book. Maybe I would like it less if I read it now, so we'll see. But I'm excited to read this one, and hoping that I give it more than 3 stars. I think I really liked the first book I read by Bethany C. Morrow, and I really didn't like the second book. So this is like my tiebreaker for if I like Bethany C. Morrow books. So that is all the books. That is all my news lately. all my important news, I really wake up every day and check for season 4 renewal of Nancy Drew. So if you haven't watched Nancy Drew, please go binge it so that I can have season 4. I hope that you guys are doing great. Please let me know what readathons you have been taking part in lately in February, what books you are most anticipating for 2022. That is probably the right year. And please let me know if you have any exciting news that I have missed lately. So I very much look forward to reading with you guys. Bye.